top stories. Manipur Chief Minister and Biren Fleck of the state-run Somdal Infal bus service. Chief Minister and Biren inspected Kumalampak Sports Complex and reviewed various arrangements. Manipur Students Federation MSF observed 18th Student Martyrdom Day at Cow Ground. India records 8,813 fresh COVID cases, 29 fatalities in the past 24 hours. Hello, good evening. You're watching Pony TV English News. I'm CHRISTINA and now the news in detail. Manipur Chief Minister and Biren launched the state-run Somdal Infal bus service from MST Complex, Moirangkom today. The event was attended by Speaker T.H. Satyabrata, Transport Minister Kasim Vasum, Transport Director and villagers of Somdal Village. Gifts were also presented to the CM, Speaker and Transport Minister. Addressing at the event, Chief Minister said that in the past few years, some changes can be seen in the hilly areas. Earlier, the Transport Department was inactive, but after the BJP government came into power, the Transport Department plays an important role to bring the closeness between hill and valley area. With the help of Transport Department, they are now able to give the transport service to every nook and corner of the state, he added.
Gap, the word gap, communication gap, development gap, interaction to convincing gap, communications, communication is only road communication, air communication, person to person communication. I quit the then only equality will happen. Other than drastic change hospitals in the schools in the situation, colleges in the situation, condition. I am even Somdal, important service and the oxygen plant, police station,
Governor of Manipur, La Ganeshan, extends his tributes to Mandalal Dhingra on his 113th death anniversary, which falls on August 17. Mandalal Dhingra was an Indian revolutionary freedom fighter. While studying in England, he assassinated William Hutt Curzon Waiti, a British official. This act is hailed as one of the first acts of revolution for India freedom struggle. The Dhingra Memorial Site in Ajmer is a reminder of his passion for freedom. In 1992, the government of India also issued stamp to pay tribute to him. Chief Minister N. Biren, along with Youth Affairs and Sports Minister K. Govindas, inspected Kumalampak and reviewed various arrangements taken up for 131st Durand Cup that will begin from August 18. According to Chief Minister N. Biren, who was there for the inspection visit with the Sports Department and Indian Army, one of the oldest Asia's football tournament, Durand Cup, was permitted to host by Manipur because of the state's athletes' contribution towards sports. The department will fulfill the requirements to ensure the success of the tournament. He added that Kumalampak Main Stadium has emerged as Eastern Zone's premier football venue.
Ground की करीगी से कोई आकर तो यार रोएं तब वो तो हम कन्न ground की करीगी से मैं हम technical expert sports department के sports minister ने तब तो ना मस्त के army के tied up प्रोग्राम द president CM ने नशी quite one of the best ground even entire nation dah जो entire eastern zone दी ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤꯅ ꯕꯦꯁ ꯒ꯭ꯔꯥꯎꯟ ꯇꯥꯔꯦ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯒꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯃꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯔꯤꯄꯣꯔꯠ ꯂꯩꯔꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯐꯔꯗꯔ ꯐꯨꯠꯕꯣꯜꯒꯤ ꯁꯤꯃꯤꯂꯔ ꯒ꯭ꯔꯥꯎꯟ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔꯗ ꯅꯦꯛꯁꯀꯤ ꯗꯨꯔꯥꯟ ꯀꯞ ꯅꯪꯅꯅꯕꯒꯤꯗꯃꯛꯇ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯒ꯭ꯔꯥꯎꯟ 6 ꯑꯃ ꯑꯅ ꯁꯤꯒ ꯆꯞ ꯃꯥꯟꯅꯕ ꯃꯑꯣꯡꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯒ꯭ꯔꯥꯁꯤ ꯒ꯭ꯔꯥꯎꯟ ꯁꯦꯝꯒꯠꯅꯕꯒꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯃꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯄꯥꯟꯗꯝ ꯊꯝꯃꯦ
Manipur Students Federation MSF observed 18th Student Martyrdom Day today as part of the observation to commemorate the supreme sacrifice made by late Pebam Chitaranjan Mangant. Students from numerous schools and colleges took part in the mass rally which began from the Kalambam Laikai and culminated at Thao ground. Late Pebam Chitaranjan Mangant was a student who gave his life in protest against the state's refusal to repeal the AFSPA. President of MSF K. Vidyasagar, who participated in the event, stated that Armed Forces Special Power Act has been repealed in 15 locations, including the most recent 9 withdrawals. However, MSF and Lat Pebam Chitaranjan want the act to be repealed in all of Manipur. Therefore, Manipur's residents and students will keep calling for the act to be repealed throughout the entire state, he added.
Station Napalama Lakoka Matunda Azukuna Ampo Special Power Act 1958 as a mobile as a Manipur Station Taramanga Lakoke, Adubu, MSF Amadi, Atoba Sina Pamlamba Adumati, Azukauki. Oidri, Adubu, MSM, Makatana, Levamiam Amadi, Manipuriam Amadi, my racing Galena, Amuba and Nasi, Manipur, Mehau the Git, Singam Sultan, upon the Git, Lock Tokiba, I say, MSaki Pandami, Aduga, Arobada, MSaki Saitagi, Manipur, Azamianda, Nasigi, Amuba and Mayoka, Atobo, Chitaran Mangana, Nasam Matanda, Mai Hazaduna, Lake Kidaba, Asibu, Ikai Kunaba Amadi. Hagat Pungo Boina, Nasigi, Midang Wadamda, Atoba Sida Ikai the Woodboina, Dintung Putingi, Kendall and Hamiduna, Atoba Sibu Ikai from the view has a second Nakatagi, Nangi, Manpu Pazamang in Honda.
Manipur Students Federation District Committee, Jiribam, also observed the 18th anniversary of Martyr Pebam Chitaranjan Mangan at each office. Representatives of different CSO students from various schools attended the observance. Floral tributes were paid at the portrait of Pebam Chitaranjan, and a 2-minute silence was also observed as a mark of respect. Selfless sacrifice made by Pebam Chitaranjan for the withdrawal of Armed Forces Special Powers Act from the whole of Manipur was remembered during the observance. A 5-day training program on national hand-on training on classical freshwater fish taxonomy began today at VC Court Hall of Manipur University. The training program, organized by Zoology Department of Manipur University in collaboration with ICAR Directorate of Cold Water Fisheries Research of Bimtal, will continue till August 20. Addressing at the program, Fisheries Minister Haikam Dingo said most of the people of Manipur consume fish as compared to other states. Around 56 metric tons of fish has been consumed a year in the state. But as the fishermen are unable to produce sufficient number of fishes have been imported from other states. Further, he stated that in order to produce sufficient amount of fish in the state, the training program was conducted and the department are preparing for fish farming in hill area too.
Awareness program of Chatazaki Manipur say Henanga Sina Hena Muru Chinjagamo Masidi Hena focus of Kanaki and Mitful River Mayan Haina River when Manipur consumption River Nasi 56,000 metric ton Haina do Hojikoina Mapanic Pusalapa, the Hojiko Manipur Putusina, Mitawangam Damina, I support of them. Command of the Nakoi Hena production the Hengalanda, the command of the Nakoi Toba Phenomena Haitare. Hari chaba fish katana koi ornamental fish haitare koi decoration gi fish ma thadara kanda ari masi haitare chingni am chana wanga makhalam haitare masigi si koi production puthongna na ba koi expert sin koi professor kunda koi pandeji lere koi tanara kanda kamaina koi nga si production je puthokadagi haibani chingma ma khana kanda koi product tawna na ba koi kan honari aduna taba to mayam amasu koi nga thadabagi jaga chingi jaga si koi program je dum chathara kanya.
Meanwhile, Assistant Professor of Geology Department in Manipur University, Dr. Rameshwari Yumnam said out of the 40 applicants from different states who submitted applications for this training program, 25 are shortlisted and they will be provided training for taxonomy. The training will help the young researchers in their experimental and biological research. A team of
Sigi program se kari gi matta important ogi high targa so amko add to bakanda koina conservation and amayam haine sustainable utilization haine adu kari no conserve to dise karamba species no se khang da bidadi to ya de dan aduna maram oiduna masi tawna bagi da makta kari nga no karamba no adagi di ma se karamba threat category da lege se hana khang da kadi ya da banina ma se priority list lay bara conservation gi adu kamai to da conserve to guni my biology na kamai to ge se nga kan da to ni na masi na first and the foremost thing I thought about Adugi Oiba, Aduna Koina training, so Lokachabase. Whole Northeast India is Yauri, Mumbai, the Gisuyari, the Uttar Pradesh Yauri, Dehradun Yauri, then all over India, Aduna 25 participants, Nekoina Lokachabase, first come, first serve basis, and priority basis, the High Tarakanana, Kodigi, Berka Legedo. And if needed, Matanga Sumukar Kinisumba programs, so that they are well aware and Nasekam Karambana, taxonomy, Hanga Matunga. Conservation
A team of WANGKHEMCHA Ikai police apprehended one drug peddler and seized 6 grams of heroin powder. As part of War on Drugs 2.0, a drug peddler named MD Abdul Hay, age 29, son of MD Abdul Sattar of Kwakta, Ward number 3, was apprehended from Kwakta Pangal Lamkai by a team of WANGKHEMCHA Ikai police station. He was produced before the court of Bisnupur Chief Judicial Magistrate and remanded into police custody till August 20. Let's take a short break. Keep watching. Welcome after the break. An Assamese software developer died after falling from a building's 10th story in Bengaluru on Saturday night. Tridip Konwar, a 28-year-old native of Narayanpur in Lakhimpur, was found dead on the scene. Konwar was residing at Sobha Dhalia apartment at Green Glen layout in Balandar and was working in Whitefield. According to the sources, the event happened on Saturday around 3 in the morning after he and his roommate attended a party on Saturday night. When they got back to their flat, they discovered that 2 other teenagers had emerged to pick up their food from a delivery person. All 4 of them got together and planned to have a party at the victim's apartment. They all went to get the liquor bottle that had been left on the terrace and then resumed drinking. Konwar is said to have fallen down unintentionally while sitting on the terrace parapet well. Police are currently awaiting the post-mortem results to determine whether the victim was under the influence of alcohol. A 70-year-old woman and her daughter-in-law were found murdered at their residence at Subhas Park in northwest Delhi today morning. The elderly woman's 2 grandsons discovered the bodies with stab wounds in their respective bedrooms on the ground and the first floor of their house after they returned from a trip to Rishikesh and Mussoorie in Uttarakhand. Police said a murder case has been registered. As part of investigation, they suspect the involvement of someone not to the women in the murders as there were no sign of a forced entry into their house. The main door of the house was partially opened when the grandson returned home. Police were trying to ascertain if the double murder was a result of any personal enmity or the two women were killed for robbery. Forensic experts and a crime spot inspections teams visited the double murder scene while the bodies of the women were sent to autopsy. 4 people have been detained by the police in connection with the stabbing that occurred in Sivamoga on Monday. One of the arrested accused suffered bullet injury in his leg after cops opened fire at him. The Sivamoga police have also barred two-wheelers from being driven between 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. until August 18 and restricted passengers under the age of 40 from riding in the municipal limits. ADGP Alok Kumar has rushed to the city after two groups clashed over the display of images of Hindu Mahasabha leader Vanayak Damodar Savakar and Mysore King Tipu Sultan in Sivamoga on Monday. Tension erupted in the city, and moments after the clash, a young man was stabbed by 200 meters away, and he has been admitted to a hospital in the city. District police have tightened prohibitory orders till August 18 and mandated Tuesday school closures in Sivamoga and its industrial twin town, Bhadravati, 20 kilometers away. A few youths protested the installation of Savakar's photograph at the hut, with about a most tension arose when they later brought a poster of Tipu to be placed there. In order to contain the situation, police were obliged to use lathi charges on the teens. A Kashmir Pandit was shot dead and his brother was critically wounded at Chotigam in Sopian targeted killing in Jammu and Kashmir. A police official identified the deceased as Sunil Kumar and the injured as Pintu Kumar. In the Chotipura neighborhood of Sopian, terrorists opened fire on civilians in an apple orchard. There was one fatality and one injury from both the members of a minority group. Injured person has been shifted to hospital and the whole area has been cordoned off. On Monday, there were 2 grenade attacks in the Badgam and Srinagar areas. Over the past week, terrorist strikes in the Kashmir Valley have increased. A migrant worker was killed in Bandipora last week, while a police officer was killed in the Nauhata on Sunday. India recorded a total of 8,813 fresh COVID cases along with 29 fatalities due to the infection in the past 24 hours, bringing the country's overall COVID tally to 4,42,77,194. According to the data shared by the Union Health Ministry, 15,040 has been recovered in the last 24 hours in India. The total death toll in India stands at 5,27,098. Taking the daily positivity rate at 4.15%, the total active cases stands at 1,11,252 in the country. The recovery rate is recorded at 98.56% as per the data. According to the Health Ministry, 208.31 crore doses of COVID-19 vaccine have been administered in the country so far under the national-wide vaccination drive. Before we wrap up, let's look to the top stories once again. Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren flag of the state-run Somdal Infal bus service. Chief Minister N. Biren inspected Kumal Lampang Sports Complex and review various arrangements. Manipur Students Federation MSF observed 18 Student Martyrdom Day at Thal Ground. India records 8,813 fresh COVID cases, 29 fatalities in the past 24 hours. That's the end of today's bulletin. Thank you for being with us.